Should we do a quick July 2nd tour? Didn't rain last night like I thought it was going to, so I might have to do some more watering today. Things are going pretty good despite the basic, flood we've been having. Potatoes are looking pretty good. I got a few sunflowers in there that could be taken out. Tomatoes are finally looking better than twigs. I've got the San Marzano on this side and Brandywine on this side, wrapping all the way around. I got a little marigold there. Still volunteers, of course. I planted some zinnias along here just because I wanted them somewhere, and this was the best place where I could just get them in. Also, the Prairie giants. I have my 3 types of watermelon. Cannot remember which one's which. I think this row is the yellow ones. Minus these weeds. How nice is it to just be able to weed like the one little hole? And then, why can't I ever remember the name of these things? Sugar Baby, I think. And then this would be the moon and stars. You can tell by the polka dots on the leaves. And then these are the Minnesota midget cantaloupes. Kind of sad that that one didn't come up, but that one did. Not going to bother trying to transplant at this point because that would go poorly. Lots of milkweed that we leave. Makes the bees happy. And the butterflies. The pollinator bed is going okay. Too many rudbeckia. I yanked out a bunch, but not enough. Maybe I should do that this fall. I don't know. Because you can't even see, like, that is something. There's a coneflower in there somewhere. There's that guy in there. There was supposed to be like a sage in there. I've got 2 bee balms. More hollyhocks. This is just hanging plant. There's the bachelor button. There was a delphinium, but that one just did really bad this year. There's this rudbeckia is actually blooming in there. Tiny flowers this year, I guess. Daisies. This is goldenrod. I don't know what this is. I think this might also be goldenrod, but it's different, so I'm not sure. I was kind of hoping it was something other than goldenrod. And I don't think it's horseweed, but I guess we'll find out. We got a butterfly. I don't know what that is. Wild geranium, that's hardy. And then this is the blazing star. Obviously more hollyhocks. And the butterfly finally doing all right. And now this is the second year I've actually gotten flowers on the lavender, coreopsis. I feel like there's other things in here. I tried to plant zinnias in here too, but yeah, so that's why I put some over there, just to get some more color. And these dahlias are just wild. There's so many flowers on these suckers, and they're just tiny. And this guy, the volunteer black hollyhock. There's one pink one over in the corner. It's a little ridiculous. Probably should have pulled it out, but I mean, come on, look at that. First bed, it was radishes. There's one left. Volunteer tomatoes, volunteer some sort of squash, volunteer garlic, volunteer Cosmo. Oh, there's another volunteer in there. Carrots, onions, snap peas. It's kind of like Violet's specialty. She loves these. Ooh, I gotta pick some. Getting really big. She likes to eat the peas out of the middle, so I don't mind them when they get too big like that. More snap peas because she likes them so much. Some volunteer dill, volunteer marigold. My oregano came back from last year. My thyme came back from last year. weeds, volunteer marigold. All of that volunteer borage. Was supposed to be beans, bush beans. Here's one bush bean. That's all I got out of all the bush beans I planted. Those seeds all my seeds are really old, so what comes up comes up. So I guess I should have planted more chives, and then this was some rosemary that I planted from seed inside and transplanted. They're little. And I do have dill. Here's another volunteer dill. I did plant dill in between there, and then here's a volunteer something squash-like. Cucumbers, hoping they will start climbing soon. This was a volunteer sunflower from last year, but I actually might just train this guy up there just for fun. This side, I got pole beans, which they are starting to climb, so that's nice. And then sorrel and lettuce. My lettuce is, kind of past due. I don't know if I should just dig it up, chop it off. That was all volunteer. Peppers, these are jalapenos, 4 of them, and then more than 4 zucchini, but 4 spots of zucchini. I got 2 golden, 2 green ones. The weird part is this year I've gotten a lot of female flowers and not very many male flowers, so that's really interesting. And pot for the county fair, and some other pots that had this one had volunteer spider flower, and then I put some other plants in there. And I just planted these pots, and then those 2 over there with some marigolds, some moss roses, and I did put some small zinnias over there, and nasturtium. And I got my little table, and I got this little deal so I can put my umbrella up. And this is Violet's bed, where it's just going to be a lot of zinnias, transplanted a volunteer bachelor button and a volunteer spider flower, and then a bunch of petunias that were here. And we transplanted a lamb's ear for. That looks like a cosmos right there, but maybe not. I got another bed for Edward. He wanted to do like a fairy garden, so I don't know if I'll put that in front of this or behind it. I haven't decided. And there's a neglectful mother chicken there. And that's my weeping pussy willow. And this apple tree is finally getting apples. This is a Harrelson. And then this, I think, is a Granny Smith. That's Jeff's tree. It doesn't have any apples on it this year. And then the pumpkin patch. So I threw some potatoes in the end here just because I had extra and needed a spot to put them. Garlic down the middle on both sides, and then pumpkins along the edges. But some of these are not looking so hot over here. A couple of these, like that one just came up, and like these, yes. I don't know why that looks so bad. Too much rain? I don't know. Not all of them came up. I replanted everything on this side and it still didn't come up, so I'm not super concerned. I'm not going to replant again unless I should. I don't know. I have seen one squash vine borer moth out here. I have found a handful of eggs on the pumpkins. So what I've been doing is, since they emerged, and pretty much since I've seen the squash vine borer, I am using pesticide. There's no flowers on these guys yet, so I'm going to use pesticide on them until they start getting flowers, and pick off the eggs and walk around with my electric fly swatter to get the moths and hope that we can get something out of these pumpkins this year. And I definitely need to be more vigilant and not give up too early. That's, I think, my problem last year. I think we would have done good, but I gave up too early. Some of these are doing a little better than others. And then these beds, which are just going wild, lots of bachelor buttons. And I think, you can't see it now, that the the pack that I planted in the bachelor buttons were supposed to be a mix of purple, pink, and blue. And everything came up blue except for I did have one pink one and one purple one. And I mean one as in like literally one flower. So I don't know what that's about. But the calendula's going crazy. Baby's breath came back. There's a lamb's ear in there. Probably a poor choice. We put that in before things really went wild. So didn't realize quite how voluminous this was going to be. Some more hollyhocks, blanket flowers, and then the same but not the same on this side. There's some lupine in both of them, but they're little, so I don't know if they're gonna do anything or come back next year. But this one's just going crazy with the calendula. And there's cosmos in here and the amaranth from last year. I'm actually kind of surprised that isn't a little more plentiful, but that's all right. Spider flower over here was just spread everywhere. This is kind of my new favorite bed this year. Love all those flowers. And if you remember last year, in addition to the garlic and the pumpkins, this was like all sunflowers. And it killed me to do it, but I pulled them all out this year. It was all volunteer. I mean, this could have been just like a huge field of sunflowers if I would have left them. I am tempted, once I pull up this garlic, to leave any other sunflowers that happen to be there or come up. So stay tuned, I guess. And this one not doing so good. This is supposed to be bottle gourds, birdhouse gourds, loofah, yard-long beans, and then I think I put some spinning gourds in here too. And I did. Oh, there's one. I was afraid I had pulled them all out by accident. I put some nasturtium in there. But I mean, look at the beans are just sad. The loofahs have done hardly anything. It just hasn't been hot, and I think the loofahs really like it when it's hotter. I don't even know what's going on with this thing. So this garden, I don't know. Every year something likes to give me some trouble. The loofah over here, at least this guy's starting to climb, so maybe these will take off if we get some warm weather. If the cat stops climbing in there, maybe. There's another nasturtium. Oh, there's one there. Okay, so they're coming up. That's good. And the strawberries, big fail. I don't know what literally I think one of them came back from last year. I bought a few more plants. They're not doing spectacular. Not really sure what the story is on those. Got a lot of spider flowers in the cracks here. That's fun. The raspberries are going like gangbusters. These ones are just starting. They are a little bit kind of, I don't know, weird. I don't know if that's a pollination issue or what, but so I have 3 varieties. These ones are red and I don't remember the name of them. And then the golden ones. And then these, weirdly enough, are named Canby. And the plant looks very, I don't know, some sad, some not. Some of these are not looking good. Probably didn't pick them on time. They're weird because they got these big berries, but when they were bright red, they were hard as rocks and you couldn't get them off. So these ones are starting to look okay. I had to get a bucket and come pick those. And the line of sunflowers, of course. Those are all volunteer. I threw a couple seeds in empty spots, but to try to make sure I got some of the ones that I wanted. There's some more cilantro down there. And I did 4 rows of the glass gem corn, and then most of those were volunteer. I did put some in the empty holes too, but I don't know which is which, if any of them are the ones I planted on purpose or if they're all just volunteers. I'm hoping to get some of the red ones. I like those. Oh yeah, and here's the volunteer cilantro, which is turning into like a border of cilantro. It's fine until I mow it, and then it smells. put that in my mouth, and there is a spider web on it. Gross. All right. I thought maybe one of these over here might be one of the red ones. I think this one. It usually has like reddish leaves and a red stem. It's a little flower. So there she is, 2nd of July. Coming along pretty okay. Haven't had to water very much, but we also haven't had very much sun, so